incredible depth and creates a lot of speed chopping that hole.
Jackson Mills on the board here for Australia as Germany go on the attack. Now, Jackson is a voice you'd also be familiar with. He often gets into the commentary booth for the New South Wales State Cup and also State of Origin. So no stranger to the booth, and a very good afternoon to you, Jackson. I'm sure you're having one based on that try as they fling it wide and over to this right-hand edge here, Germany, but once more, good slide from the Aussies.
This Australian defence looks very, very good. Awesome to see Germany completing their sets and having a go at this Aussie line.
I need to keep doing so as Australia bring it inside enemy territory. Now Hegedus taking off. Good speed from him. Straightening up here from Bartz, and Bartz now. Oh, here comes the dancing feet as well. Simbolan takes off, looking for support, finds it. Well, he's done his best goose impersonation there with steps galore, and Simbolan splits them.
Give me a little goosey any day of the week, twice on Sundays, and that was lovely work, and what a finish.
As Jess Potts out wide there, New South Wales Origin representative. And once more on the big stage here for the World Cup. So 2-0 early on in this elimination final in the mixed opens division. Germany, they've looked strong so far, but unable to crack the Aussies as of yet. Geez, they had the numbers on that right-hand edge. You just maybe would have liked to have seen them gone through the hands.
Yeah, I think the passing was on there rather than just holding the ball. This Aussie defence getting up off the line.
And once more, opportunities out on this right-hand edge. There was a really nice run that was made there from Patent, but they will still get another use of the ball here.
Yeah, penalty there. It looked like an offside for Mind as Germany, a little quickie in the middle.
A little bit too telegraphed here, though, from Germany. It's the same play over and over again, and that might work against the lesser opposition, but Australia far too well drilled to fall for that one.
Yeah, hard to tell whether they're conditioning the defence just to tighten up a lot in the middle before they put on a big long ball out to the left wing, because there is some space there. Big link hole on the left as well. Once
more turning away from that option out here on the right-hand edge, though. Instead, they'll find a short ball here for Galmish. Now, wider it comes here for Prax. Once more, they send it wide. Oh, well marked up, though, again. You're not going to get around Steph Maiolo like that.
Steph Maiolo, such a class player. I was talking to you at the break. It's great to be watching these Australian touch players at 3 o'clock in the afternoon rather than staying up for state cups late at night. Lovely driving set, but unfortunately a forward pass off the ruck. They just need to stay a little bit deeper, these Australians.
An uncharacteristic error from the Aussies. Now just allowing a bit of an opportunity here for Germany as they send it out to this right-hand side. Ferguson caught on the run. Now for Kriebscher. Kriebscher in an acting half. Popping a little pass here is Rohart. Rohart back to this right-hand side. Now McFarlane. McFarlane and Rohart working hard through the middle here. Last one, and they've lost their bearings there. Rohart thought they had one more, but he had to release.
Very static in that attack so far from Germany. I'd like to just see some more expansive play from them when they've got some touches on the Australian line, as Australia centering the ball now.
Hegedus drops it down. Now Simbolan takes off. Oh, great footwork again here from Kai Simbolan, who sets it up for James Hegedus. That is from the top shelf from Simbolan.
He won't score an easier try, Hegedus, will he? Lovely bit of work. Little step back inside and easy as you like.
So Hegedus on the board here in the elimination final. 3-0 to the Aussies after just over 5 minutes of play. Germany really needs something on the board here quickly. They'll take off and head towards this right-hand side. Oh, out of acting half and very close to being caught. And then just falling shy there for Kriebsch. And as a result, Australia through Hegedus. Now working upfield. Simbolan popping a little pass here for Bartz. Bartz into enemy territory. Hegedus, Simbolan. Geez, the drive is just so quick here from the Aussies. Look at them chew up the meters. Now those troops arrive just in the nick of time. Mills hanging on this left-hand edge. They'll go to the right instead. Oh, tough one to take there for Olivia Goodsall. And a try goes begging.
That awkward height when you get that bullet pass just kind of just below your head. Very difficult take. as Germany driving towards their box now. Interesting in that German defensive line as well. We can see the number 2, Friedrich Schwarz, a female link. We can see her moving into the middle quite a lot to do some of the defence and take a load off their male mids.
Yeah, we have seen a few female middles playing in the mixed opens here throughout the World Cup. Don't often see it, certainly not when you cast your mind back to New South Wales State Cup, for example. I don't think there's a single one.
No, it's very, very unusual. You've got to be very fast to be able to defend in the mids in mixed touch. But there are a few ladies who are very good at doing it, as Germany now up to the 7-metre Australian line.
And Ferguson jumped away from the attempted touch there of Daniel Langbridge. Now Ferguson once more asking a few questions. Back to the 7 they go. Ferguson rolling it here. First receiver is Prats. And Prats will drop it down now. Last one here for Germany. Germany floating it out to this left-hand side. You can just see there the arms coming out. What am I meant to do? They're just getting frustrated here, the Germans.
Yeah, they set up an attacking platform on the 5th there, but just in the touches leading up to that, it just feels like they're burning a few touches rather than flowing play into play when they get up to that 7-metre line, as the Aussies come streaming on.
Crossing that halfway threshold now is more good footwork here from Wilson Groth, a big lump of a lad, but still very light on his feet. Dances like Fred Astaire at times and drops it down now, gets it back quickly. Oh, look at that footwork from Groth. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He can turn on a dime, and that is an absolute dime piece of a try.
It did not look like there was any space here to speak of, but with a little bit of footwork, he's somehow found a line. Lovely bit of work.
Well, he beat 2 with the 1 step there, Wilson Groth. And it wasn't one of those ones where you're at full tilt and that's a hard angle change. It was just such swift movement that it was almost impossible to collect him. So now Germany down by 4 and almost tripping themselves over.
Oh, plucked it out of the air like an apple. What an intercept.
Wilson Groth, he's got the height of a lighthouse, and right there he certainly had a beacon for the footy. And now Simbolan takes off. Oh, there's a big goosey. 15 away from the line. Here's Bartz. Now for Hegedus. Brings it forward. Oh, look at this rapid play from Australia. Hegedus sends it wide early. Probably needed to go through the hands there to Simbolan.
Doesn't he create such a great platform with that attacking dump, Hegedus? Is he...
Oh, Bartz changes the emphasis. Hegedus to Simbolan. And too easy here for the Australians. They just peeled them apart like a banana. And all of a sudden they're making a sundae out wide.
Unselfish play as well. I think Zimbola could have just strolled over the line himself, but passing it out to the wing. Lovely ball out. Easy as you like.
Mikolopoulos on the board here for Australia. I believe she plays for Western Suburbs back in New South Wales. Long-time affiliation with that club. It's Germany now. Trailing 5-0. Have been working hard, but this is the kind of class that we expect from the Aussies. They're just almost impossible to beat. And if you are any chance, you need to be not about perfect. You need to be perfect.
You really, really do. Against the Australians, we're seeing some lopsided scoring, but lovely defence from Germany. What a great shutdown on that last pass, putting the pressure on, forcing the error from the Australians. But yeah, we are seeing some lopsided score lines, but watching the game, it is end-to-end stuff. It's just the execution and trying to get through this defence once they get down there. But it's fantastic to see development of touching countries like Germany. And they are getting up to the Aussie line most plays.
Well, every single nation has their own definition of success here for this World Cup. For Germany, I'm sure the very first one would have been qualifying for it, but to reach now the quarterfinal stages, I still think they'd be very happy, and Germans back home would be ecstatic about this result.
Yeah, touch in Germany is growing, and they put on some epic tournaments every year.
Now Hegedus with a full head of steam drops it down. Oh, the one-handed pickup from Simbolan. Good read, though, from Germany. It was Galmiche who just got a little hand to it. But Simbolan, he's in great touch here today.
Been one of the highlights, and we can see Hegedus out here at link as well. Little sweeper play coming around.
Bartz now, summing up the situation. beautifully. A ripper of a pass. And there's no touch there. And the Aussies go from strength to strength. And it is 6-0.
Just a class apart, aren't they, the Australian team?
Well, you need to ask the question, who can stop them? Usually we look to New Zealand, but the way this Australian side is performing across the first 5 days, I'm not sure anyone can stop them.
No, the mixed open especially just looks so strong.
I've got some real specialty mixed players in this side as well, and not to mention those that aren't particularly in a specialty position here. We've seen them dominate on multiple stages. Simbolan, for example, is one of the real performers in the State Cup. Jackson Mills has Men's Open Australia international experience. So many great weapons in this team. As now Germany bring it forward here through Rohart. And drops it down. Now at first receiver. Pops a little pass here for McFarlane. McFarlane waiting for that release. Stepping up there with Searle. He made the touch. Rohart back to McFarlane. Looking for that quick strike dump. They get it here. Rohart. Oh, that was looking nice for Germany. But Wilson Groth, with the longest wingspan you've ever seen in your life, you just had to flick him away like a little beetle.
Yeah, in Australia, we've got to be careful there to make sure that they're walking up off the line. I thought they looked a little bit static in the defence there, and you could hear Germany trying to tell the referee to pull the Aussies forward. The speed of this.
Hegedus again, so his speed has really caused huge issues. And Bartz once more with the ball playing. Well, Simbolan usually is the provider. This time he receives, and it's served to him on a silver platter. And it's another try here for Australia.
I mean, the Aussies definitely have it just in terms of touch skills, growing up with the sport. Obviously, a lot of Australians start playing in primary school and you just develop all those skills to such a high level. But it's their physicality, it's their fitness, their speed. It's just a class apart in terms of these athletes that we're watching this afternoon.
Based on the way they're playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually started in the womb here, the Aussies. Comes back to the 7 now. Big dummy popping out to that left-hand side. Meters on offer momentarily for Stock, and they send it wide. Oh, once again, they've been pinged here, Germany. They're certainly trying things. They're asking questions, but it must be very frustrating out there for them. So Bartz now will send it back here for Simbolan. Hegedus brings it forward once more. I think the next task for Germany is to just rack up those little wins. Each time they can turn away Australia, build a little bit of confidence and gradually try and get themselves into a scoring position.
Yes, we see Mackenzie Davis make some incredible yards on the far side wing. But
drop down quickly as well. Sorry here, Mel, but they're on once again here, the Aussies, and Jackson Mills has a second for Australia. It is absolute clockwork out there. 8 tries to 0.
This was a class apart. Long ball out, recycling the ball. The German defence just not covering quite soon enough, and Australia 8-0 up.
Smiles all around here for Jackson Mills. Big high five there with Tim Bartz, and why not? They are flying high here, the Aussies. 8 tries to 0, and it looks like another one might be brewing here because they're rolling upfield with reckless abandon. Groth now at first receiver. Brings it to the middle. Ferguson makes the touch. Groth once more sums it up all. Good read, though. Stepping across out wide, shutting it down. Groth, though, once more going to ask another question. Draws it in. Oh, and then once again, Sonicson has made a couple of great reads from out wide.
That was a great set from the German team. We can hear their supporters in the grandstand cheering every single time that they shut out this Australian attack. Unfortunately, a ball down from Germany, just getting put under a lot of pressure coming up off their own line.
Now Searle out to this right-hand side, stopping on a dime once again. The big dummy comes out nearly all the way through. There's a lot of supporters watching on as well here. You might not be able to see it on your screen, but up where the shade is, of those giant pine trees here at Nottingham, it is absolutely packed at the moment. As once more the Aussies come back to that 7-metre mark. There's a little question as well there from Pratt, who's saying, really, did you have to walk right through me, Wilson Groth? And Groth once more as an option. They'll send it long instead. Oh, good footwork too. Mikolopoulos makes the Germans look a little bit silly there. And it was great footwork.
Yeah, it was brilliant. This German winger just getting caught out, and that's where you need your link to come across and provide that covering defence. But you were exactly right earlier. When you're on the receiving end of a scoreline like this and facing a team like Australia, you've got to set those small targets. And for me, for Germany, it would be retaining it for your set of 6 and making up to the Aussie line, which is what Germany are doing consistently, and just trying to lock Australia out of your own try zone as they get the penalty here, Germany. So I'd like them to just string through a couple of attacking plays together. They seem quite static when they get a repeat set on the line as they dump on the 7.
Now Rohart, big step came out. Hegedus was up there to meet him, 14 on 14. Roll it back here, and they weren't ready for it though, the Germans. Now they send it off to this right-hand side again. Simbolan up to make the touch as McFarlane looks long. Instead, comes up with a flick pass here for Rohart. Hegedus though, up to meet him. Still a couple left here for Germany. Rohart bouncing around. He's a ball of energy. Now the last here. Bartz back to McFarlane. McFarlane looking long. Had he hit Link? It was indeed on there for Germany. That was their best chance yet.
Yeah, that was a good attacking set. And the Australians have got to be careful here. They're dropping very, very early prior to the touch being made. And if I was a German team, I'd be pointing that out to the referee because they could potentially get a repeat set on the Aussie line as they come through from their sub box.
Lovely drop down as well. And then all around the corner. That's just toying with the German defensive line there. Stop it. Bazunas goes in. And that brings up double digits now for Australia. That had no right to be thrown, that pass.
What do you do if you're the German defence here? Just getting absolutely turned around in 360 degrees, that German defender. It's just the speed that they're coming through at. We're always taught as defenders to make the touch, make sure we profile and keep our body position towards that short side. But when someone is steaming through you like that...
Well, Germany are known for their great pretzels, and McFarlane actually looked like one after he was turned inside out there. Lovely little ball around the corner. About 15 shy of the halfway line now go the Aussies. Searle brings it forward, already double digits. Can they add an 11th to the sheet before half-time as Mackenzie Davis, just 19 years of age, brings it forward. Hegedus once more, Simbolan, the one-handed scoop over the top. Oh, it's the Simbolan masterclass. And once again, Maiolo's on the spot. They'll get one inside the final minute of this first half. And for good measure, Maiolo will even fix the corner post.
Doing the job of the ground staff here with the extra time that they've got between scores. But this Australian team, Simbolan, isn't he the player of the first half?
Believe it or not, he's on World Cup debut here, Kai Simbolan. He's been a great player for many years and perhaps a little bit unlucky to be overlooked, for example, for the men's open side and certainly for previous mixed opens teams, but gets his shot here and he is certainly making the most of it. As now Prats drops it here on that 7-metre mark, heading forward. Oh, and they just overrun them on the outside there. They seem very intent on attacking this left-hand defensive edge of Australia. Perhaps like to see them head a bit more to that right-hand edge.
Yeah, we've seen the gaps open
hang on,
up
though.
on the
Here
left.
goes Jackson Mills taking off. He's really flexing the muscle now. Sends it out wide. Can they pop it back in for Mills? What a hat-trick this would be for Jackson Mills. That's outstanding. Something out of nothing. I think he had a point to prove there. He knew the siren was coming. He said, watch this. I'm not Jackson. I'm the Flash.
And a lovely bit of support play by Patricia Mikolopoulos on this close side wing. Great take on that pass and passing the ball back in. What a finish to the first half for Australia and Germany. What do you say after that half in the sub box? I think you started off with 3 deep breaths.
Maybe some prayers as well at this point, unfortunately, for the Germans, but Jackson Mills gone in a millisecond there. 12-0 at the break. A lot of work to do for Germany. You'd have to imagine from here it's about playing for pride and still just trying to keep in the game play-by-play here. But the Australians in Just absolutely irresistible touch. There's still 20 more minutes to go. We'll take a quick break here and try and get our breath, much like the German team. Welcome back here to Nottingham. Second half action about to get underway between Australia and Germany in the Mixed Opens Elimination Final, quarterfinal stage of this competition. Germany, you can probably tell here on the scoreboard, they have been humbled by a ruthless Aussie side in the first 20.
Yeah, it's been one-way traffic in this half. Australia just putting the champagne touch on field one for us this afternoon.
There's an official standby.
As we wait for the siren to kick off the second half.
We've talked about, though, Mel, what success means for different nations, and for Germany, given the result of the Malaysia World Cup, where they finished 21st, just qualifying for these final stages of the competition. That is the big win here, and now looking to link up. Oh, acrobatic as well on an apex. Well, there's the whole show and everything here from Zach Bazounis. You won't see that too often. It's a circus trick.
That'll be nice for his personal highlights reel here. Don't think he had a lot of choice but to do a roly-poly out there.
No, I think that was all he could do with the space he had on offer. That's an outstanding finish there from Bazounis.
But yeah, Germany coming 21st at the last World Cup in Malaysia. So to make an elimination final and to be playing Australia here today, it speaks to the growth of the quality of touch in Germany. They're going to be thrilled to be out here on field one this afternoon. They've just got to watch those passes from the ruck here, Germany, as they dump on
Rohart
the 7 metres.
gets it back now. Oh, pops a little pass on the inside. It was nearly there for Germany, but staying up in the line was Wilson Groth. And that's another difference here between Australia and the other teams. They are alert constantly. A lot of other sides would have dropped back at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Defence shutting that down quickly. But, yeah, this Germany mixed open side, obviously we have the Euros every couple of years here in Europe as Australia go on the attack.
Oh. Searle and Groth just toying with the middles here. Germany, they've gone a little bit quiet in the stands and in the subs box there. What do you do against such potent attack?
It's very tough. We saw the German link, Lisa Teigumbers, kind of getting caught in no man's land out there. But to make that shut down, it would have just created so much space outside of there's not a lot you can do in the face of this attack.
Hegedus now makes the touch. Ferguson, Pratt's, oh, that was better here from the Germans. Mackenzie Davis, though, a really good read from her, jamming in from that link position. It was one that had to be made. Yet again, they just opened up half an opportunity here. The Germans, Ferguson.
Oh.
That was closer than it probably looked.
I thought that looked very, very close there. I think it was just the fact that the Aussies were just off their line and got that touch in. But what a lovely dive that he has.
I'll tell you what, the whole grandstand will go up if Germany can get across the line here, because the Aussies, fine touch here. They've done very little wrong. They've offered no real opportunities here for Germany. And once more, they're just driving forward. Out now for Mills. Mills taking off, floats a pass over the top. Oh, did they get there in time, Germany? It's going to be tight, but it will be cleared through. Maiolo has yet another try here. It's 15 for the Emus.
She finishes so well. Unlucky of this German defence.
Ooh.
Yeah. Could have gone either way, that one. You can see the desperation of that winger from Germany. Great covering defence, just not quite there in time.
I think that was simultaneous. So Germany may be a little bit unlucky on that one, as now Davidson steps off the right foot, but only as far as Searle. Rolled back here. Davidson. Waiting here in the middle. They'll head out to the right-hand side through Becker. Davidson once more, looking long, trying to test out the wings here for Australia, but Michaelopoulos was on the spot. She's been very good, Sonicson, but unable to get across the line there. But I like that movement from Germany, asking questions, and now into the action. Here comes McFarlane.
Absolutely, and they forced not only the winger to come across, but the male link to come, and it opened up a bit of space on the inside. They just got to look for that inside ball when they throw it long, but get the ball in Sonicson's hands, because she looks dangerous out there.
Lemmer rolls it back here for McFarlane. Rohart grabbing across to this left-hand side of the field, bouncing around. Searle up to meet him. Gets the strike dump, though. Rohart once more looking dangerous. But the Aussies, with a high-pressing defence, once more, no room for Germany to work with. They'll just roll upfield once more. Watch this transition with the subset. It's just so quick. 2 plays and they're already at the half, and now they'll cross it on number 3. Davis up towards the 10 now. Hegedus, ball in motion. But Simbolan over the top. Absolute mechanical precision here from the Aussies. That is as smooth as it gets.
Watch this passage of play, committing the defender before passing each of these balls.
Oh, they brought it back here, though.
They've pulled it up.
I'm not sure what for. It might be forward, it might be a touch pass, but it all looked good from our perspective up here.
I mean, that little basketball pass to finish off looked pretty good for us up here. Obviously, the referee's bang in line with the ball, but Germany let off the hook.
Well, someone needs to tell the officials when it's that good, you just let it go. We need the highlight here. So here it is. Hegedus bringing it forward. Bart's, Simbolan popping a little ball. Oh, yeah, I don't mind that call there. I think it is actually forward. So well called from the officials. I still want it to be a try just because it looked great.
I think we all did. It's always hard when you've got that passing motion trying to get over someone's head like that. But
well, it's probably the only thing Simbolan's got wrong in this game. He's been in such fine touch. So too here is Mills. He's really electrified the turf with some of his speed movements in this game, and they'll come back to him now. Oh, Mills with the big jumping step, the flick pass, all the party tricks here for Australia. Tipped on into the hands. That is as good as it gets anywhere on a Friday afternoon. And Goodsall has another one.
I mean, that last one was called back, but the Aussies have just said, if you're not going to include that on our highlight reel, we'll give you another. What a right foot step.
Oh, no. I have seen a lot now. I actually need to think I have to go get my eyes washed because that was dirty to look at.
And Gaben Prax coming over in the cover D. He almost got over there. It was great, desperate chase from Germany. They're leaving it all out on field one this afternoon against this class Australian team. Lovely fire up over to the left, but unfortunately, I think hip's not straight in that ruck there. Unfortunate, because there was definitely space over here for the Germany team.
So 16-0 now to Australia. 12-0 at the break. And now look at Mackenzie Davis again. Great speed. Hegedus follows up in like kind. Quick play the ball. Bartz, it's building again here. Building, brewing, you name it. It's all happening here for the Aussies. They'll go back on to the 7 and a fresh set to play with. Yep. Simbolan now drops it down. Hegedus, Simbolan sums it up. Probably needed the spiral pass there. Went for the flat one and didn't have the legs.
Yeah, not enough juice on that one, unfortunately. But Mackenzie Davis, the number 10 for Australia, the female link, the way that she is coming onto the field and carrying that ball at such speed and intensity.
Oh, no. Oh. Well, Germany, it looked nice for them there. They'd open up a bit of space, but now Hegedus will send it to Davis, who just has to draw and pass. Does a great job, and they'll get it down once more here. Australia, they're 17th on the board. They just can't take a trick here, Germany.
No, a German assist to a try. Unfortunately, it's not one of theirs, as they throw an intercept that the Aussies have just capitalised on. And Mackenzie Davis again.
Gee, she did well there, Davis, because there was actually still a lot of work to do, and Germany were swinging across in cover very quickly, so completely committed the defender, and once more Goodsall. Well, I've lost count of the tally for her and also Steph Maiolo. They're all just getting across the line. Another one here for Maiolo, but I think between the two of them, they've probably got around about 10. So drop down now here for McFarlane. Popped up here for Rohart once more. You fancy if something is to happen, it probably happens around Rohart, who takes off once again, floats a pass. Just didn't read it well enough, though. Germany. Rohart is creating opportunities, but they need better angles for their links and wings.
Yeah, they do. And maybe just a little bit more depth to give themselves a bit more time on the ball, because the Aussie defence is so up and in their faces. Just standing a little bit deeper might create some other opportunities.
Last one here now. Searle picks it up. Groth again off the left, collapsing off the right. Wilson Groth, he must be the most agile 7-foot-tall human on the planet.
And coming into a game like this, James, the Australians would have been feeling confident, obviously, coming into this game. What kind of goals do you reckon they would have set for an elimination final like this?
It's hard to tell, but I think for the coaching staff, it would have simply been a case of every single play, we're looking to execute those protocols, our principles, and it's not a case of scoring from every play. It's just sticking to that process, regardless of the score. And we've seen that. They haven't let up off the gas whatsoever here, as now Prax brings it forward here for Germany, floating a pass, and it's just a little bit of space. But look at how casually Bartz steps up to make the touch. He just walks into Payton there, as now it comes back for Galmish. And again, a turnover here for Germany. So inside the final 10 minutes, and the only goal they have, of course, is just to compete on every play. They are doing that, Germany, but they'd really want to avoid this blowing out anymore.
Yeah, the Aussies are starting to pick out a lot of these loose passes from Germany.
Now they're showing off too here. Jackson Mills with the hop and the skip. Once more looking to get away from them. Lovely little turn back on the inside from Bazunas as well. Bazunas sends it wide. Last one now here for them. Mills. Bazunas again on the money once more. Michaelopoulos adds another into the account.
You see a lot of players and they need a good 2 minutes to wind up for a long ball like this, but Wooshka, fast as you like, the speed with which these players are getting those long balls away is just incredible. No opportunity for the defence to shut that down at all.
And the plethora of options that Australia have in that department, whether it be middles or links who can just swing a 30-metre cutout pass like it's nothing. It's not just here in the mixed opens or the men's opens or even the women's opens. It's the players that weren't selected. You think, of course, to NTLs. James Ward, for example, playing up there in Queensland. He's got one of the best left to right and right to lefts you'll ever see, and he can't get a look in. It's just frightening depth in Australia. 19-0, and it's little wonder why.
I mean, the Australian touch footy setup, it is just incredible.
Here's Simbolan again, dropping it down. Hegedus, and now bouncing around once more is Price. Price sends it on. Out here for Simbolan, who once more tears them to shreds. Well, unfortunately, Germany, they have no answers for what the Emus are throwing at them.
And once again, he could have walked across himself, but throwing the ball out to the wing. Oh, just classy, classy touch.
Well, that brings up 20-0, and they're closing in on their biggest score. I think it might have been 25 in this mixed open so far for Australia. But if things continue along this train, they might well be besting that. There's still plenty of time to go as well. But here's a penalty for Germany. I'll tell you what, Nottingham will erupt if they can get across the line. McFarlane gradually encroaching on that try line. Touch is made and they won't get the strike dump. Off the mark there was Ty Umbras. Now once more McFarlane trying to step away from the attempted reach there of Bazunas. I'll come back to the 7. It's all very slow here for Germany. They're out on their last legs. McFarlane now crabbing across towards the middle. Mills up to meet him. They can't put the cue in the rack yet. There's still plenty of time to go, but they look out of ideas here, Germany. They've lost ground across the last 3 touches.
Look how high the Aussies are getting in defence. That's why they're picking off these intercepts every now and then, and they are just shutting down every German defence before it can catch a light.
Well, it's not just the scoreboard here. I think now mentally they've been defeated too, Germany. That last set was worrying signs.
Yeah, even setting up a sweeper play and getting that platform to set up a strike just wasn't really working for the Germans here. There's a little sweeper play from the Aussies in return. Lovely defence by Germany. Vanessa Kribisch.
And good read out wide. They'll come back to this 7 now. Australia on the last. Groth once more. Oh, they popped a little pass around the corner. Oh, the party tricks, they're all starting to come out now as this game winds to a close. So inside the final 6 minutes, I think for Germany here, they probably won't be particularly concerned about it, but I would take it as a win if they are to lose by less than 25 here. They don't want to get that new moniker next to them as the biggest scoreline, especially in a quarterfinal.
Absolutely not. They play with a lot of pride, Germany, so they're going to want to limit this score as much as they can.
Searle drops it down now. Once more, got to watch for Groth. Well, got to watch for everyone for that matter. Searle now for Price. Price over the top. Oh, nearly getting there in time, but no. Michaelopoulos, I feel, again, has got there over the try line. Another one for her. Very few players that haven't scored a hat-trick now out wide for Australia.
I was going to say, these wingers are tallying up the scores very, very quickly in this game.
So Michaelopoulos also into the hat-trick club. And 21 points to nil here. Still 4.5 to go. And the way things are happening here for Germany, that'll feel like about 4 years. They might as well arrive in New Zealand for the next World Cup. Now it comes forward. Drop down once more. Pop back on the inside. And Mackenzie Davis, I thought, made contact before the ball arrived. And yes, there it is. I've taken off my Aussie hat here, Mel. I want to see a German try.
I think we all want to see a German try. And I was going to say, it's disappointing to see these attackers come off because I thought that pod looked very dangerous out there. And unfortunately, a handover, which is a heartbreaker when you've had a repeat set on the line. They did get a lot of fresh legs on the field, though. I think they've just been pinged for 7 on, unfortunately. So an Australian tap on the halfway line. At least Germany know that their defenders are fresh. That's the positive thing to come out of that 7 again in terms of subbing on all of your fresh defenders.
Might have been an intentional ploy there for Germany. Just try and send them away on this particular set. But as we know, they've got plenty of firepower in their arsenal as once more Bazuna sends it long, pops it back on the inside. Outstanding work from the girls. And on the spot is Jess Potts with another Aussie specialty.
And I think Bazunas could have scooped through there. There was a massive gap in front of him. Instead, sending it wide to the ladies, helping them out with their score sheets for this game. Not that they needed any more favours because they've been outstanding in their finishing today.
22-0 here for Australia, who just go from strength to strength with every match they play. Mills now keeping a high pressing line, and they'll scoop it up once more here, Germany, and send it out to this left-hand edge. It's a real mismatch, though. They can't be targeting Bartz out there. He's got oodles of pace. They've got to look on that right-hand side. I'll turn away from Ferguson again here, but they keep going back that way, and you're never going to get around Bartz. He's too quick.
Yeah, you can't beat them for speed on the outside, can you? So you've got to try and set up something else. Roll into the line, try and catch an offside defender. Throw a few switches in there to try and confuse the defence in terms of their numbering up.
Oh, Price with a little round the corner ball. Searle was looming as well. How'd that come off? I think all the Germans might have started eating their hats. And now that one comes spewing out as well. And it's another penalty here for Australia. They can't take any tricks here, Germany.
Oh, that little switch ball. Eliciting a synchronised moan from the commentary box.
I'm not touching that, Mel. They head towards the try line here once more. Australia, once more the same result. Wilson Groth really racking up the tries here. All of the Aussie contingent. Just having a look at their list, I don't think we've seen a try yet for James Price, but that'll be about it. Chris Lennon hasn't been utilised. They're saving him for perhaps the semi-final. 23-0 now, sorry, Mel, with 90 seconds to go.
Talking earlier, the winner of this game is going to take on the winner of the Lebanon-Jersey game in the next part of the action in the mixed open.
Well, both teams have been punching above their weight. Oh, it was on there for the Germans. Again, they had to hit Link. It's another good opportunity, and with just under a minute remaining now, this is just about it here for Germany. They'll turn it over. And the way things are unfolding, you'd probably back Australia to score one more here and make it 24. The draw and pass, and now down the sideline they go. Well caught here from Sonicson. It's now Hegedus up over halfway. Maiolo, Bartz, Davis, shown back on the inside. Hegedus turning it once more here. They are toying with them here, the Aussies, bouncing around. Look at how fresh they still are. The Germans out on their feet. And Australia are about to start a marathon instead. And now they'll take off with Price. Back to this 7-metre mark they go. Final moments of this match. 15 seconds on the clock. Can Germany hold out? They'll pick it up again. Bazunas once more with the bazooka. And finds Michaelopoulos once again. 24 points to nil as the siren sounds. But here's the good news, German fans. It's not the worst result. 25. You've survived.
Absolutely, and done themselves a lot of credit on the field, Germany, consistently making it up to the Australian line, putting together their sets of 6. I thought their completion rate was very good, considering they were being put under a lot of pressure by this Australian side. But, oh, those Aussies. That was lovely.
This might sound a little bit strange, but far and away, that is the best performance Australia have put in. 24-0. Look, it probably is accurate. That's how good they were, but it's not about Germany here. Germany certainly asked a few questions. They had some good scramble at times, but I'm terrified. looking at the Aussies for their opponents in the semi-final, they are just getting better and better.
They were spectacular, and you could see rather than scoring the easy score, they were testing themselves. They were putting pressure on their wingers, putting that long ball out there. So they were trialling some different things for the more challenging games coming up, but very, very, very impressive.
So Australia will either take on Lebanon or Jersey. Two smaller nations well and truly punching above their weight in this World Cup. Jersey, I believe, only has a population of about 40,000 people. And here they are on the big stage, making it all the way to the quarterfinals in the Mixed Open. We'll find out that result moving forward. But full time here at Nottingham between Australia and Germany in the Mixed Opens division. It's an Australian shutout, 24 points to nil.